Once upon a time, there was a smart man named Juha, known for his clever responses. He was renowned as the wisest person in the city. Let's delve into his story with the three wise men to discover his wisdom blended with humor. One day, three wise men came to the city where Juha lived. The Sultan of the city hosted them for lunch. After the meal, while conversing with the Sultan, they asked if there was anyone capable of solving complex riddles and difficult questions. The Sultan immediately thought of Juha and his well-known intelligence in the city. Eventually, the Sultan chose Juha for the task and sent a request, stating that he needed him urgently. Juha promptly responded to the Sultan's request, dressing in his finest clothes and putting on an impressive turban to resemble the appearance of the wise men. As Juha approached the Sultan's palace on his donkey, he noticed a large gathering of the city's residents. They had come to witness how Juha would solve the riddles chosen for him by the Sultan. Upon arriving at the palace, Juha wasted no time, and the first wise man approached him with a question. The first question was about the center of the earth. Without hesitation, Juha answered, "It's right under my donkey's left hoof." The wise man was astonished and asked, "How do I know if your answer is correct?" Juha replied, "Well, let's dig at this spot to see if I'm right or wrong. If I'm right, you'll confirm my wisdom. If I'm wrong, you can then label me as foolish and ignorant." The three wise men were amazed and looked at each other in astonishment at Juha's logical response. The second wise man then posed his question, asking about the number of stars in the sky. Juha confidently replied, "The number of hairs in my donkey's tail." The second wise man was perplexed and asked, "How can I know if your answer is correct?" Juha promptly responded, "If you doubt my answer, all you have to do is count the hairs in my donkey's tail to verify my words, just like one would count the stars in the sky." The third wise man was curious and asked Juha his question. He said, "Juha, if you can't count the stars in the sky, then tell me, how many hairs are on my head?" Juha calmly replied, "The number of hairs on your head is the same as the number of hairs in my donkey's tail." The wise man questioned, "How can I confirm the accuracy of your statement?" Juha answered, "If you want to be sure of my answer, count the hairs on your head and the hairs in my donkey's tail. Then you'll be certain of the truth of my words." The three wise men were astonished and couldn't respond to Juha's cleverness. They marveled at his audacity and wit, waiting for his next move. Juha concluded by telling them, "Your questions are not logical, so my answers may not be logical either. You must consider that my responses are not meant to be logical in addressing your questions." As usual, Juha remained the humorous and clever man in his interactions with the wise men.